Hey YouTube, welcome to the Off-Grid Mountain Homestead. Back here on the old truck tailgate workstation. Very ergonomic work position, so that's why I do a lot of my gardening methods on the truck tailgate. But hey, if it works, right? But you probably gather what I'm doing today. I'm processing out these seed potato pieces. You may be wondering how I process mine or how I divide them out, so I'll show you that in today's video. And for reference, this milk crate right here, that's exactly how many potatoes I grew last year. Roughly 15 pounds, give or take a smidge, in this box today, and that yielded me 120 pounds of potatoes in the ground last summer. So I'm going to do 50 pounds worth this year, minus a smidge. I'm going to fill you in on that too before the video's over with. So anyhow, with that said, get started and I'll show you how I process out my seed potatoes. And today's method I'm going to be showing you is for potatoes that already have developed eyes on them. You know, 1 to 2 millimeters worth of length on the eye sprout. This is the way I've always done it. Always had good results. But some potatoes may not have good developed eyes on them. You can chit them out. That's C-H-I-T. So you know, you can let them develop the eyes indoors a little longer in a warmer spot, but you also run the risk of if you stick them in the ground and the ground's colder, that's going to cause some growth problems. So if you're going to chit them out and try to get a head start, put them in a spot that's, you know, kind of cool, so when you don't transplant shock them when you put them into the cold soil. But this method is for direct planting within a span of a week to 10 days, and I'm planning, Lord willing, on planting these this coming week. So I'm processing them the way I'm going to show you, and that's just the way I've always done it. I always plant them direct sow within a week of doing this method I'm fixing to show you. Alright, so I'm going to show you this potato right here. I mean, it's basically the same thing on all of them. It just depends on your seed potato, how long they've been sitting. But when you're looking to cut a potato, you look for 2 to 3 strong eyes per section. So you can see this one has plenty of chunks I can take out and still maintain 2 to 3 good strong eyes. And sizes, it kind of depends on your personal preference, but usually a 1 to 2 inch size cube, or egg size or smaller, will usually yield the best results. So the more eyes you have on the piece, the better chance it's going to germinate out and fully make a mature strong plant. But when you're looking how to cut, just kind of map your cuts of how you're going to maintain. Say I got 3 strong eyes right here, not a whole lot on this back side. Well, there's one right there. Well, that one's just going to have to be in there. So I got 4 strong eyes in this piece, and I have 3 eyes right here. So I'll take my knife and I'll cut and try to catch that eye on the back too. Catch these. I might even have to come in from this side to preserve the eye. So there is a good prime example of a seed potato chunk right there. And then this next cut, so I got 1, 2, 3 strong eyes right there. So I'll just leave about a 1 inch width on that chunk to dry out. Cut through that right there. And then I always put them on some kind of ventilated tray. You can see I'm using little cell pot starter trays here, or you can use a like this milk crate and just space it out. I got cardboard layers between them to separate them so they don't gunk themselves together. And you may be asking, well, how long do they need to sit like that? Well, the best method is 3 to 5 days. Normally in the late winter, early spring weather conditions, they'll start leathering up and shrinking. So you want them to look like a leathery texture and dried up, because if you put them in the soil like this and a bunch of rain or something comes in, it's just going to rot the potato out before it actually has time to root and grow. All right, back to this potato we was already working on. So we're going to look for, there's an eye, there's an eye. So we got 2 eyes on that chunk. So I'm going to take and catch that second eye on this side. I'll show you the chunk. 1, 2 eyes on this one, but there's a eye spot right there that's going to come out too. So depends a lot on your age of your potatoes. If you're later in the season, they'll already be sprouted out more in the bag. When they're fresh, these were just shipped January 31st, so it's been less than a month. So they've, all their eye spots have not developed, but all the little indentions in the potato is usually a high chance of making a eye spot for a new plant. So that has nothing in it yet, but it probably will grow something out of it. So if you got visible indicators of at least two good eyes, three's better, but two will work. Set that one off, it's ready to go. And then we'll look at this last chunk right here. It's got one trying to start right there. There's an eye spot right there. So I'm not going to divide this one out any further. There's not really much else to get out of that one. I'll show you again on a smaller one. I mean, the range varies, in your bag. You may have some monsters, you may have some little tiny ones. So we'll show you some little ones now. So 1, 2, 3 eyes right there. And then 1, 2, well, we got 2 strong ones and the third one trying to start right there. So I'll just take this one and catch those 3 eyes on that side and just cut that one right in half. We still maintain our at least 1 inch size and split it in half. And then sometimes you get these little ones, these little tiny ones. You got one little eye spot right there and you got a couple of eye spots right there. Even though it's small, I'll cut them in half. And I got 2 eyes right there for sure. Got an eye right there and an eye spot right there trying to come out too, and probably one right there. So even chunks that small will grow into a full-size plant. No need to worry about that. And if you can, on your drying rack, like these racks right here, they'll need to be elevated off on a 2x4 or something to get airflow under to dry them out. But just wait till they're leathery. And then this one right here has got a lot of eyes on it. So multiple spots on this. So how would I go about cutting this one? Well, let's try cutting right there, and then we'll cut down in there. And that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4. That's just got 5 eyes, so that's gonna be a real good one there. And then back on this side of the potato, there's an eye there. And then this side's got some on it too. So we'll split the difference on that one. Just like that. Yes, and when you buy bulk bags of seed potatoes, sometimes you'll get one that's got a little gunky or holler spot in it. I don't see any visible eyes on the remainder section at this time, but I'll just leave this whole chunk in there and see if it develops anything. It should, but sometimes they won't. But anyhow, don't throw it away. Give it 3 or 4 days. It might sprout some eyes. And one more thing before we end the video. Don't let them dry out in the sun. Keep them in a shaded spot or in your house or somewhere like that. Don't put them in the rain, etc., etc. Just a nice, dry, cool spot, and let them naturally dry. Don't force it. Don't put no fans or nothing like that on it. And just check them. Make sure they're drying out over the course of 2 or 3 days. Make sure you're getting that leathery appearance. Then you'll be in a good spot for them to dry properly. All right, so I got that tray filled up. Got another tray. Gotta go find some more trays. I got 20, 25 pounds left. So just use your best judgment. If you get a couple extra eyes in there, it ain't no big deal. And try to keep them in the tray. Try to keep where there's air flowing around them. Try to face it down where the air is going to come up and dry it out. And no, I did not cut myself with this knife. This is all rabbit scratches. So if you're a rabbit farmer, you're going to get scuffed up handling your bunnies. But anyhow, I got some more to do. Got a tray I'm going to cut up for a friend, so they don't have to buy a whole sack. They just need a few. But get back to slicing these taters up. Hope you enjoyed the video. How do you do your taters? I know a lot of people just cut them in half with a shovel and throw them in the dirt. Or do you chit them out, let them dry? What method do you use? Let me know in the comments. Hope you liked the video. Please hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, greatly appreciate a subscription from you. Thank you for watching the Off-Grid Mountain Homestead. Y'all have a nice day.